At Comm-university, an outstanding facility, my friends. 2021 Forge Your Path Career Expo at the Comm-university, and eighth graders will be pouring in, but we have a lot of parents and other folks here now. And esteemed celebrities. One of the esteemed celebrity is my guest, and he is on with us now. And we were talking about dirt earlier. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well. How are y'all?
It is a pleasure having you. I thank you for showing up here. Tell me a little bit about your company.
My company is a family business. We've been in business for nearly 45 years, and it started with two brothers and a couple dump trucks, and we've come a long ways now to about 60 employees, and we just do a lot of civil construction around here, and roads and runways and all types of stuff.
We're talking with Nic Parish. Nic is the Vice President of Operations, and also it's called Burns Dirt Construction, and he's one of the founding members of Forge. When we were talking to Katie, this is something you guys have been really proactive on, saying, okay, we got a serious problem. How do we solve this?
We did. We went from just complaining about it. We got tired of standing around complaining about this problem and said, what are we going to do about it?
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many people in the state haven't done this.
That's right. That's right.
So when people hear this and say, you know, this is a pretty good idea, and they're doing it over there, let us try it, which I think is a great idea. And the premise of this is to say, how can we become involved? We understand we're talking about truck drivers and people who work at the automobile dealers, automobile manufacturers, and tire, aeronautics, whatever. But small businesses are hurting also.
That's right. And, you know, what's really interesting about what we're trying to do is that at a certain adolescence, this is what they want to do. At some point, everyone wants to be, a dump truck driver or run a bulldozer or, work on a trash truck or something. And they get away from that. And so we're really trying to tap back to those roots that these are still cool jobs, but now the economics works for you.
That's right. They're not only good jobs, cool jobs, but they will provide a good living.
That's exactly right, and a lot more money than they.
Well, and the other thing too, and I'm very fortunate because I'm doing something that I've always wanted to do, and if that's the case, there's a monetary value, there's a physical and just a mental value of doing something. What's the old saying? If you do something that you like doing, you don't go to work a day in your life.
Never work a day in your life.
So,
right.
And I think you also, no matter what you're doing, look at it and say, how can I take this to the next level?
Right. There is a satisfaction that you get every day when you build something that you put your sweat and tears. I mean, lots of our guys in construction, our guys and girls, they spend a year and a half or 2 years on a project, and after that year and a half and 2 years are gone by, you turn around and you're proud. I built that.
That's
right. My son and daughter went to that school. Or
one of the expos out here is bricklaying. And my wife's family, he was, you heard of Brooks Brothers Fine Apparel in New York?
Yes.
Well, they were the Brooks Brothers Fine Bricklayers in that company, building a lot of things that they looked back on and said, I built that as far as bricklaying. And that's an art.
It is. And that craftsmanship level, when you are doing it better than the next guy, that really brings a lot of pride into someone's life.
And there's another thing we don't think about, just the established things like bricklaying or construction, everything else. What you bring to that team, if your work ethic is good, your capacity and your desire to learn is good, you're also bringing the latest technology and the knowledge of that some of the old timers may not have.
That's right. And our industry within heavy equipment, I'm very excited about it. I'm a young guy in my 20s, and I grew up with a computer or a cell phone in my hand my entire life. And there are lots of people in my age group that were told to go to college and told to get these tech jobs, but really all of these heavy equipment are full of computers.
Yeah.
And it's really like running a tablet, but you also have this 60,000-pound machine that you're running as well.
Look, you climb up into that monster right there, any one of these right here, and those things are incredible.
They are. The technology in those machines equips you to do a job. The learning curve is trimmed to a third now.
Why is this is and I know the answer to this, but that work ethic is, and people don't think about this, that work ethic is so important along with the training, because in most of the cases where you're going to be putting that employee to be on your team, they are in charge of a piece of equipment that does no longer cost a couple of $1,000s. It may cost a couple of $100,000.
Sure. It's really important that we want people to take pride in what they do, because that pride is evident through how they take care of their machines, how they look after it, but also how they push themselves to learn more about it and provide that equity back into the team.
Give me an idea of what, if you were hiring some people today, exactly some of the jobs that are open that you need.
We need everything. We need everybody from entry level equipment operators to truck drivers to we need supervisors. We need and to the project management level. So, I mean, we need everything from learning how to drive a bulldozer to guys that are over 6 guys running bulldozers.
This is kind of like, and one of my favorite shows is Gold Rush. So this is kind of like Gold Rush, where you're not mining, you're building.
That's right.
So you get a chance to run all this. How many different pieces of equipment are we talking about?
We probably have about 24 different types. But we run a fleet of about 100, 120 in that range.
Wow. Yeah.
So there's a lot of options to, you have a find a starting point, running a mini excavator or something like that, and that may broaden your range all the way out to something like a road grader that's very complex and has dozens of buttons and joysticks. And
I did mention this on Gold Rush, but one of the great things about this is there are some young ladies there who probably on the show are no more, they got to be in their 20s, but they handle that monster just as well. So do you have any ladies that are working?
We do. And their communication skills seem to be much better than the guys. That's what
I'm glad you said that. I was going to say mute the mic. I don't want Nick to get in trouble here. So, but they can communicate with folks a little bit better.
Yes. Yeah.
The work hours are basically 7 days a week, 6 days a week. What are we talking about there?
So at our company, we only work in our immediate area. We try to we say no one's in the Golden Triangle. No one sleeps in a hotel bed, and so we want everyone to be at home every night. But that also carries over to, if we want everybody to be at home every night, we want them to also be at t-ball practice, and we want them to be able to go to the community. That's right. We want them to be involved in their family because they're not working on the road. There's no reason to be working 30 minutes away. There's no difference between that and being on the road. So we are traditionally 5 days a week, and we work probably a dozen or so Saturdays in the year just to make up for rain or if we get behind or something like that. But other than that, it's a pretty standard schedule.
Well, it's one of those things, if you're part of a team and in 99% of the places you're going to be part of the team one way or the other, you need to show up on time, because if you don't, you affect the rest of the team.
That's right. Everyone else is relying on you, especially if we're meeting at the office at 6 o'clock in the morning.
And most of these people have medical benefits and things such as that.
Yes, everything is full benefits. There's we're pretty much along the lines of everybody else, where we do bonuses every year. There's profit-sharing bonuses. It's full benefits, health benefits, vacation. A lot of companies, we're doing 9 paid holidays right now.
Now, I wouldn't think Burns dirt construction is something that would be that big. But, I mean, everything that there's got to be a foundation for it, so you're going to be working it one way or the other.
That's the very exciting thing about what we do, is that we touch every part of society. If you want to build a new warehouse, we've got to be there. We've got to move the dirt. We've got to get it prepped. If you need a new road, we've got to be there. Schools, stores, everything. You touch every part of society, and you figure out that you're part of this core part of society, that society needs you to grow and to move and to operate.
Here's one of those things that that you never think about asking, but where do you get your dirt?
That's the hard part. You're always looking for dirt.
Are you just if you got dirt for sale, call Nick? Is that it or what?
Yeah, we've talked about putting a billboard up. I still think it's a good idea.
Dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. But I mean, seriously, because it's got to be the right kind of dirt too.
It has to be the right kind of dirt. It is a very narrow window of dirt, especially.
And not too sandy, not clay.
That's right. We're looking for a very, very specific kind of dirt. So if anybody has some dirt, call us. We'll come out and test it. But
now, I've been doing this for a long time. That's the first time I've ever asked that question.